What is going on, Duelist? As a reminder, you can get deck profiles and best of one content early if you are a rookie tier above, and also get yourself some cooked Garurumon sleeves from me at events if I do get to see you in the UK. They look gorgeous, and you know they're our current European champ's favorite sleeves. So you know you can channel 1/10 of his legacy and support me by becoming a rookie for more than £1 a month. Yeah, let's get on with the video. This is the worst blue deck I have ever played. Genuinely, the mental has been put through the ringer. And if you, for some reason, want to resolve these cards, I am sorry. But in your time of need, I unfortunately am here for you. Which means it's time to get on with Jellymon deck profile, which you knew because you clicked on the video. This was kind of the mental energy I took into this most recent local where we finished X-1. Yeah. We're gonna start things off with Puyoyo. My girl. Very important as well for the vibe that you have yourselves some sort of Jellymon memorabilia. So this is my memory counter. Everyone say hi Puyoyomon in the comments. She has watched me slowly want to stop existing as we play Jellymon. But yeah, Puyoyo is by trashing one blue card from your hand, trash the bottom digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. Does have to be blue, but will come up. And it always trashes from the bottom, which is a little annoying in stuff like the Bill Star matchup. But yeah, this is the only viable egg. I'll be real with you. The Deep Sabers one's just... Maybe Bukamon can do something, but right now, Lamau. Starting things off with the rookies. We are on 4 copies of RB1 Jellymon. You know, I will actually read these cards because I bet nobody knows what they do. On play, check top 3 for 1 Jellymon in text and 1 Kiyoshiro. And then the inherit is when effects trash card from your hand gain 1 memory. So I worked with DHM on this deck. He was kind of like, when he was giving me kind of like the cliff notes, he's kind of been the better Amphi player in all the previous formats. Memory was the name of the game. Still kind of is the name of the game. This one is a memory inherit and it searches for your tamer. That does matter. Because there'll be times where you have to prioritize this over a different jelly. We're on 4 of the LM jelly. This is your best one to put in raising because, you know, going first, pushing out, it's going to put you up to 7. And it is non-once per turn on its inherit of if you have 7 or fewer cards, draw 1. So if you do manage to unsuspend, you can rip that draw 1 again, which is very, very useful. So we're on 4 of her. And then 4 of the new Jellymon as well. The Deep Savers one. So she evolves obviously for 0 over Deep Savers or Puyoyo, which we do have. And it's checked top 3 for a Jellymon in text and 1 card with DS. So basically all the 2-color cards are going to be Deep Savers traits. All of your old ones are obviously Jellymon in text, but they're not Deep Saver tags. So annoyingly, both this and the old Searcher can only single hit sometimes, despite you obviously playing a mono Jellymon deck. It is very frustrating, but you know, that is life. So that's why I'm saying that sometimes you have to choose whether you need to dig for specifically, like if you're looking for a tamer, this is what you need to slam. If you're just looking for multiple pieces or you're looking for your Amphimon duel, then you kind of want these. It does come up that this is 2k sometimes, but more often than not, yeah, you're just trying to figure out what you need more of. It is once per turn on the draw inherit, which again also does come up sometimes. So we're on 12 rookies. I did consider going lower, but this deck is inconsistent as heck. And sometimes you do need a way to slam rookies and get as much value as you can. For 4s, we're on 2 of the RB Tesla Jellymon. If you don't have a Kiyoshiro, you can play a Kiyoshiro. It's only if you don't have one at all, and we're only on Kiyoshiro. Spoilers, I guess. So this card not nearly as useful as the, you know, the new gen. If you have 2 or fewer tamers, play 1. But the inherit, once again, is gain a memory. Initially, we were on more of these because memory was the name of the game. But as I've been playing more, I've decided that I would rather draw 15 billion cards. So we decided to prioritize draw power. And again, this level 4 really only exists to try and cheat out your memory setter or whichever Kiyoshiro you need for less than the other Tesla would play it for. She is 5k, which is like cool and all, but she still dies in security, unlike this guy. who is, when attacking, trash 1 blue card from your hand. Then this Digimon can't be deleted in battle for the turn. This card is a mandatory 4 of. It is close to the power budget of the deck. It's, again, non-once per turn, 7 or fewer, draw 1. But yeah, you swing this thing, you become battle immune, you don't care about blockers. It's better than jamming. It's basically what the Deep Savers option would do. As I mentioned before, if it's not a 2-color card, it is not a Deep Saver, so the Deep Savers option card would whiff on most of this deck. This card's crazy. It actually made us think that a different card was kind of buns, and like low-key it still is kind of buns, but you won't always find this. So you do kind of need it. It lets you be kind of donkey aggro. And then we're on 4 of the Tesla Jellymon. This was a recent change. This was 3, and it was a different card. But I bumped this one up to 4. 1, because I got the last foil. And 2, because I just made a decision that I would rather draw 3 million cards. It's 6k, so it can play through Ruin mode. And it's a Deep Saver, so obviously it's an extra target to hit off of the Jellymon. It makes that one more consistent. Once per turn, 7 or fewer, draw 1. But this one is the one that lets you cheat out a DS trait from your hand, cost reduced by 2. Which means you can play one of the Kyoshiros for 1 and the other one for 2. It's pretty good. For your supplementary Kyoshiros, this is kind of how you want to cheat them out as your only action. So sometimes you just push this out. You make this in raising, push it out, play the Tamer, and if you pass turn, you know, at least you cheated out your memory setter. And off of a scramble play, this one is kind of optimal to see as well, but we'll go over that in a little bit. So that is all of our level 4s. And now we're on to the 5s. So we're on 1 RB1 Thetis. She just got cut in favor of other cards. When Digivolving, trash up to 2 blue cards from your hand. For each one, you may trash 1 card on Digimon or Tamer, which matters for like the beat break matchup to eat their cards. Then until your opponent's turn, one of their Digimon or Tamer's cards can't suspend. So you can't always remove everything, so sometimes you just lock it down. We were on more of these, but she got cut in my list in favor of other pieces. End of attack by returning 3 Jellymon attacks to the bottom of the deck. Unsuspend this Digimon, so she is an unsuspend Herriot that will not miss timing if you swing this thing as a 5, and then Kyoshiro turns it into a 6. We're on 3 of LM Thetismon, partially because I only own 3 at the moment. I think Tori gave me a 4th, but yeah. This one is trash 2 blue cards in your hand, then unsuspend one of your Digimon and one of your Kyoshiros. And this Digimon gains blocker until the end of the opponent's turn. The battle protection that we get from LM Jelly is only for the turn. So this is a blocker that is just 7k. Like, if you feel like blocking at just 7k, them out. Sometimes you do straight up need that. Like, sometimes you do need to make the blocker because you do need to not die. But yeah, this card... This card is the one that can like come down for a really dummy cheap. Like if you evolve into it with the memory setter, unsuspend the memory setter, and you get to cheat on the next swing again, which is pretty sick. Or you can have some really cool plays where you like swing, evolve for 2, untap the RB1 Kyoshiro to unsuspend, gain a memory back. So you can actually do it where she evolves for 1 or 0 because of like memory inherits. Very, very cool card. Wouldn't blame you for running 4. The reason I didn't is just because you won't always find LM Jellymon, and we did unfortunately need to make space for the worst Thetismon that has Jellymon in text. This has Jellymon in text, and it has the word jamming. And sometimes you don't have battle protection, so you do just need jamming. This card, kind of dookie, costs a lot for the foils, which is why I do not have 3 foils. We wanted to cut this card down to 1 because... We'll start with the Inherit, because that's the bit that frustrates us the most. When this Digimon suspends by returning 3 cards of Jellymon in its text or DS to the bottom of the deck, it may unsuspend. What that means is if it was to block, it would be able to unsuspend again, you know. It's suspending for block, get to unsuspend off the Inherit. The only one that gives blocker is a different Thetis, so how the hell is this supposed to proc? What this actually means is when attacking, unsuspend, but it's not a when attacking trigger, so it goes through Venus and stuff like that. This is the only Thetismon that if you swing it, Kyoshiro, into an Amphi, it will stay sideways, which does matter for your Saiyu Warriors matchup. It means Nejamon can't collide into it, which is very funny, but more often than not, you're like, damn, I wish I was upright right now with my Digimon that, you know, has non-once per turn when attacking. Very, very frustrating, but like I said, really, she exists because she's jamming, and you can trash up to 3 cards from your hand to -2k, and then you get to bot deck a 5k or less. This is one of your only instances of bot deck, which in your blue deck, you know, much more permanent removal than just bouncing back to hand. So she can clear up to an 11k. And obviously, if you get to keep turn with the Thetis and you can shrink something down, it does make it easier for your Amphi to remove it. But yeah, this card, I'm starting to warm up to it a little bit. I would like to get the 3rd foil, but not whilst it's nearly 5 Great British pounds for a card I don't even like. But yeah, this is Thetis. Ideally, we would be on fewer of her, but you can't always find LM for Jellymon. So sometimes we need to not crash our 7k body into security and die. And then our last level 5 is a Gusokomon. This is a Deep Savers only. It's not a Jellymon in text. So you have to find it off of the 2-color Jellymon. It DNAs with blue, purple, and black, yellow, which basically in this deck means blue and yellow. Blocker, decode, level 4 DS trait, so it can only decode out the 2-color cards. And then all turns, when a Digimon attacks by placing 1 DS trait Digimon from your hand as the bottom evolution card, de-digivolve 1 of your opponent's Digimon. Then if you have 0 or less memory, gain 1. So he can be pretty cool. As a reminder, this is an all turns, not a when digivolving, so you cannot try and use it to cheat memory back during a combat step or anything like that, because it will not be when a Digimon attacks. I've messed that up a couple of times, but I'm getting better at it. It also is an all turn, opponent's turn redirect, which mattered in some of my games for keeping myself alive. And also, this is in the deck. It was based off of a theory that we could use it off of Scramble to effectively cheat rush into our deck. And I'll show you the combo for that now, so I don't have to think about it. Like I kind of alluded to, we are on a Scramble. So the idea is you have this and you need a Tesla, you know, a Jelly, and then your cheapest alternate level 4. So you scramble out your rookie with a memory setter and a Kyoshiro, for example. If you go to 4, this is rookie out, evolve for 2, main effect, play Tesla Jellymon, and then blue over yellow, Gusokomon for 0. And then you can now, you know, Amphi duel and go over that. Like, you now have a rush body that can actually go. You can swing, load up another. And then this is potentially 4 draws off of the when attacking. And then you get to go into Amphi. So, like, it's a cool concept. It does a lot when it works. And it lets you cheat out some really, really important pieces. So, big fan of that. Whoop. But yeah, it comes up sometimes. It's only a 1-off. We were testing it as a 2-off just to try it as often as possible. But I think the card is a 1-off at best. It's a little gimmicky. Sometimes you just pitch it for cost because it is a deep saver in text, so you can use it for a lot of effects. And speaking of deep saver in text and a lot of effects, 4 of the reason anyone even looked at these cards. Evolves for 3 over Jellymon on DS, and then when digivolving, when attacking, counter non once per turn. Trash up to 3 cards from your hand, then one of your opponent's Digimon gets -4k until your turn ends for each card this effect trash. So this means if it's counter on their turn, it's -4 for each, and then you can do it again on your turn to actually properly rinse things. All turns, when any of your Jellymon attacks would leave the battle area by returning 3 to the bottom of the deck. They don't leave. Yeah, so protected Bungus and counter when digivolving when attacking. Because it's non-once per turn on the when attacking, this means that you can swing it, unsuspend, swing it again, and, you know, potentially -24 something, which is crazy. But the reason, again, it's a dual card. Use cost 5, Frozen Crystal. Trash any 4 under opponent's Digimon or Tamers, then return one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers without cards under it to the hand. Then obviously you get to Arts Digivolve. So get to Source Strip and tell a lot of level 6s, Atratusmon, to disappear. And then you kill anything else that's kind of stuck around. This allows you to properly deal with some annoying Digimon. So big fan of this. I hate Glowing Dawn, and Glowing Dawn is only going to be getting stronger, so being able to Source Strip the Glowing Dawn players, Source Strip the unaffected by Digimon effect Digimon, and get rid of them is pretty keeno. she's the best card in the deck. You definitely want to try and make sure you recur her off of your scramble every single time it comes up, and keep track of how many you have. We're on 1 Regulacusmon. He was at 2, but I cut him to 1, and even when I have him at 1, I misuse him. He says the word memory a lot, and none of it is gain 1 memory, so you do actually have to be like pretty high on your memory count, especially because this is not like true deep savers. We get to manipulate memory a bunch, so actually getting to use his effects is a lot more difficult. But he is an unsuspend, and if you have 1 or more memory, then you get to bounce their top card of security. 1 or less, one of their Digimon can't suspend. So it is a stun if you pass turn, but it's a security bounce and stun if you get the numbers correct. Evolves to 3. It was just another level 6. It was better than RB1 Amphi, because RB1 Amphi costs 4 to evolve. So even at a reduced cost, it's still kind of a lot. This was just more memory efficient. Sometimes you want to push damage. I've messed up with this card. I've thrown games with this card. I'm still not very good at using it, but it is there. And then our last level 6 is Kuzuhamon. This was a I have given up and I hate this deck. So there's a deep savers list that's using Kuzuhamon and Kaisernail to like cheat out Aegis. We're not doing that, but this card evolves for 3, which, you know, that's pretty good. And she costs a option card for 5 cost or less, which is, you know, funny enough, the cost for Frozen Crystal. So Kuzuha gets to cast Frozen Crystal, do its thing, and you get to spit out any of your level 3 or 4s. So, you know, tragically, the thing that I've done the most with this is Kuzuhamon play DGO, get a search, and then I spit out the rookie and searched again. But then, you know, you get to, like, next turn I was able to Frozen Crystal, Arts Evolve over the level 5 that I made, and then spit out the level 4 from this, which didn't do much, but, like, she's cool. She's there. All of the unsuspends don't require you to have Jellymon in text, so she can be a 2-check card. But yeah, she's just there to like swarm the board. She doesn't really do that much else, but she's a fun tech. Used her way more effectively than Regulacus, I can tell you that much. And then, you know, outside of Regulacus, all of our level 6s are yellow, which was more or less how I explained it to Harry. I just went, yo, what if we just put Ruin Mode? He's like, oh yeah, she is yellow. And Kuzuha is also still yellow, so you do get to make Shine Greymon. Ruin Mode. This card does not need explanation. We are yellow, so we're on 1. Enough said, really. This card is also purple, which means you can find it off of Image Training. We're on 1 Image Training because, yeah, consistency is just, you know, the best training. Does find Ruin Mode, which sometimes I did on my run. I picked up Ruin Mode versus Omnimon, and Ruin locked him in the back. Very funny. But yeah, this is really just a blue training with additional benefits. On 2 more mental training. Didn't have space for another one. Well, I do have space. I chose to instead play cards that bring me joy. And these cards do not bring me joy. So we're on 3 trainings, 1 scramble, as I said. We're just using it to try and do the cheat combo. More often than not, I actually am using this to evolve into my level 4 because I just do not be finding the pieces I need. You basically set this up as soon as you can, because if you're doing a lot of Kyoshiro when attacking and you're not keeping turn, you don't have time to cast your scramble. So unironically, sometimes I cast the scramble on the 4, don't get any memory value, and then do all the Kyoshiro stuff. It means if I do get removed off board, I can then play back from board with the scramble and kind of like try and fight for board there. Really useful. Again, your main target that you should be trying to add back all the time is your Amphimon duels in the matchups that you need it, which is most matchups nowadays. We're on 1 DGO, as I said. How bad can DGO be? Finds a Kyoshiro. Sometimes lets you hide a Kyoshiro in matchups that you need it, or just cheat out an extra card. Even if you're being less memory efficient and playing RB1 Kyoshiro because you've already got your memory setter down. Yeah, it's there. It's fine. And then we're on 1 Startling Thunder because this card brings me so much joy. Fans of the channel since like the BT9 days know I absolutely adore this card. Return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to the owner's hand. Then if you have a Digimon with Jellymon in its name or Jellymon in its Digivolution cards, return one of your opponent's Tamers to the hand. I was playing this card for 4 to bounce 4-cost Tamers. Now you can bounce 5-cost Tamers that exist. And because it is a Jellymon in text, guess who gets to play it? For -2 cost, because it's DS trait or Jellymon in text, which means Tesla Jellymon can push out and use Startling Thunder for 2 and bounce a 5-cost Tamer. It feels so good. This is This is how I'm farming the Omnimon matchup, by the way. I'm just farming Nokia. Every time it or Matantai pops up or out of security, I'm like, yo, but what if you added it back to your hand? Thoughts? I actually got to bounce a Greymon and Nokia to get like full value from this during my X1 run. This card's really funny. I've had it pop out of security where against Lucamon, he swings the Lucamon, it bounces the Lucamon and the memory setter. I'm just like, Lamau. Card's funny. You probably shouldn't be on it, but again, it brings me so much joy, and there is a distinct absence of joy when I play this deck. So I need the little things to make me not end up on the 9 o'clock news. And then for Tamers, Kyoshiro. If you follow me on Twitter, you've seen the Kyoshiro money spread of 8 of them. This card exists for the deck. It is a memory setter, and when one of your Jellymon in text attacks, by suspending this Tamer, you can Digivolve into a level 6 or lower Jellymon or DS cost -1, or use an option card with Jellymon in text or DS cost -2. So this lets you Frozen Crystal for 3, evolve into basically anything for 2. Sometimes what I actually use it for is I swing something I don't care about it living, or like if I want to swing the LM Jellymon that's already protected, I use this to evolve a Jellymon that's next to it into something else for 1 and then use that effect. So sometimes I'll use this Kyoshiro to evolve into a Tesla Jellymon, then use that to play the RB1 Kyoshiro after the attack ends. And then, you know, end up evolving into a 5 if I can keep turn that way. So there's some like cute things you can do with him. You don't always have to evolve the attacking thing. But yeah, he's very, very good. If you don't get him out early, or you can't cheat him out for free off of your first RB1 Tesla, then sometimes, honestly, he just ends up as pitch fodder because he's just too expensive to play. But again, if you can cheat him out for 2, it doesn't feel that bad. And then, like I said, we're on RB1 Kyoshiro. We're on 4 of these. All turns when one of your Jellymon attacks or an opponent's level 5 or higher Digimon attacks. If you have 7 or fewer cards, by suspending this Tamer, draw 1. Yeah, you just be suspending this guy as often as you can. He's the priority suspend, and then when he unsuspends, gain a memory. So you do that during the active step. You know, start of turn, set yourself to 3. Active step, gain as much memory as you can. This is for memory, basically guaranteed as long as you can attack or they attack with a big guy. It does suck when you get taken off board and you can't turn either of these sideways. So that does slow you down sometimes, or if you get stunned. But yeah, these Kyoshiros just compound so quickly that's why we're on 4 of them. He's also a lot of additional draw. So yeah, that is the list. This deck is certainly a deck that exists in the Digimon card game. Sayu Warriors and Toho Braves beat the crap out of this deck. Like, it's bad. These decks still don't do a lot. So if you really want to resolve Jellymon cards, this is the 50 I've ended up with. There might be better ways to do it. This is not Deep Savers. Deep Savers, still bad. But yeah, there's some ideas. I hope you enjoy it. I went on a Miracle X1 run for content, and it will probably never happen again. This is an X3 Bandit deck, if I've ever told you. Yeah. See you in the YouTube shorts, I guess. Reminder, you can see these early if you are a rookie. Bye.